Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I extend to you the eternal and of course the universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you and yours. A most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. As always, we give thanks, we give praise, and as always, I hope that you are healthy, well, enjoying a period of happiness, prosperity, well-being. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safras Ghani, here in your company once again on this auspicious and holy day of Friday, the day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. And of course, before we go any further, as is customary here on the program, I take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to Pandit Shivan Hari Prasad for those wonderful words of inspiration and motivation. And as we always tend to do here on the program, we most definitely do wish him a safe and a speedy trip back home. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Well, today's Islamic date is the second day in the month of Jumadul Ula, which of course is the fifth month on the Islamic calendar. We are currently in the year 1447. So basically we have now started a new month, a brand new start, a new month. As a matter of fact, earlier this week on the evening of on the evening of Wednesday, the 22nd of October, the moon was looked for to bring to an end the month of Rabi'ul Thani, which of course is the fourth month on the Islamic calendar. So on Wednesday evening, the moon was looked for, and I can report to you that the moon was sighted, bringing to an end the fourth month of the Islamic calendar, which had only 29 days. And immediately after that, we rolled over to the new month. Yesterday would have been the first day. Today is now the second day of the month of Jumadul Ula, the fifth month on the Islamic calendar in the year 1447. Today also coincides with the fourth Friday in the month of October for the year 2025. So another month has now commenced on the Islamic side. According to the Gregorian calendar, we are coming close to the end of another month. As always, the time is flowing by, the days are going by, the weeks, the months, the years will also flow by. What is important is that you pay attention to how you are spending the moments of your life. May Allah continue to guide us and give us goodness in this life as well as in the life of the hereafter. Well, at this point, as we are now getting ready to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago, of course, I take the opportunity now to officially welcome you to the program, live on air, live on the internet, live across our social feeds as well on Facebook and on YouTube for this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education and entertainment. Definitely it's a pleasure to have you on board. Do stick around as you work our way through the course of this hour. I've got lots to share with you. Once again, Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours.
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد في سكون الليل أدعو في سجودي والدجى حولي سواد في سوادي يا رؤوفا يا رحيما يا حليما يا كريما ما لفضلك من نفادي
يا سميعا يا مجيبا يا عظيما
اهدني يا خالق السبع الشداد
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد
للهدى والحق وفقني إلهي فعلى توفيقك اليوم اعتمادي يا إله الكون يا عوني وغوثي يا ملال الخلق في يوم المعاد
أنا يا ربي أرجو منك عفوا
فاعف عن ذنبي وحقق لي مرادي
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد.
Yes, indeed, أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي, that my soul is enlightened. My soul is enlightened by a light that is there in my heart every single time that I praise the Almighty. And that's how we kickstart things here on the program this morning, by giving thanks, by praising the Almighty, and of course by using the opportunity of a brand new day to become a better individual upon the face of the earth. And of course I must take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point 14 Hardware Limited, The Original Barbecue Hut Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, and Nicer Brand Products Limited from out there in Bokal in central Trinidad. Well, on the program this morning, I've got a very, very intriguing segment as always lined up for you. We've got our short inspirational segment coming up just around the corner. I've got a few beautiful Islamic selections lined up for you as well. We've got the early morning call to prayer a bit later on in the program as we get into our short lecture segment. This morning, I'll be talking about the benefits of going with the flow every once in a while. The benefits of handing over your affairs to the Almighty, knowing fully well that you are not in full control. You may be in control of certain things, but you are not in full control of things that may unfold in your life. So every once in a while, it's a good approach to just go with the flow and hand things over, hand the reins over to the Almighty, so to speak. So that's our talking point for this morning. Once again, thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. Definitely do keep it locked on right here on 103.1 FM. You are listening to Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Ghani.
कोई तो है जो निज़ाम हस्ती چلا رہا ہے وہی خدا ہے، کوئی تو ہے جو نظام ہستی چلا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، دکھائی بھی جو نہ دے نظر بھی جو آ رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے۔ نظر بھی رکھے سماتے بھی وہ جان لیتا ہے، نیتیں بھی نظر بھی رکھے سماتے بھی وہ جان لیتا ہے، نیتیں بھی جو خانہ لاشعور میں جگمگا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے۔ تلاش اس کو نہ کر بتوں میں، وہ ہے بدلتی ہوئی رتوں میں، تلاش اس کو نہ کر بتوں میں، وہ ہے بدلتی ہوئی رتوں میں، جو دن کو رات اور رات کو دن بنا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، کوئی تو ہے جو نظام ہستی چلا رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، دکھائی بھی جو نہ دے نظر بھی جو آ رہا ہے، وہی خدا ہے، وہی خدا ہے،
Yes, indeed, Allah's blessings and mercies to you and yours on this wonderful, beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. We thank Almighty Allah for all of the goodness that we have in our lives. And of course, as we kickstart a brand new day, it is important that you have your goals set out in front of you. Be very, very clear with regards to your goals that you would like to achieve during the course of today, during the course of a week, a month, a year. And the ultimate goal should be to become a better person upon the face of the earth. The goal is to become a good version of yourself. And sometimes you have to take a step back and acknowledge the negative aspects of your life as well. Because the goal isn't to get rid of all of your negative thoughts, to get rid of your negative feelings, and to get rid of life's situations. Negative situations will always come your way. It's impossible to eradicate the negativity altogether. The goal, however, is to change your response to those negative scenarios, to grow so strong inside that nothing on the outside can affect your inner wellness without your conscious permission. And remember that Almighty Allah has blessed you. Almighty Allah has made you perfect. Never ever get yourself of your sense of worth from external sources. Never fall into the trap of thinking that who you are isn't enough and that you need another person's approval or another person's love or validation in order to feel that you are of substantial value. Never allow external things or external places or people or circumstances to determine or to tell you how much you are worth in the sight of the Almighty. Because at the end of the day, you are worth quite a lot in the sight of the Almighty. And when you start a brand new day, get yourself into that attacking mode, because you never know where attacking a true challenge might lead you. But when you do it, when you attack that challenge head on, whether you succeed right away or not, you discover a new you, a better you, a braver you, a more powerful you, a stronger you. You discover the person that you are meant to be. So have faith in the Almighty. Understand that you are worth being in existence here upon the face of the earth, and adopt that attack mode. You attack those challenges, and those ingredients will lead you to goodness, not just in this life, but most definitely in the life of the hereafter as well. On that note, I also want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point Fortune Hardware Limited, the Original Barbecue Hut Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, and Nicer Brand Products Limited. Well, coming up just around the corner, we've got our inspirational segment. Do stick around. This is Soul Inspirations right here on 103.1 FM. So let me start off this morning by sharing with you this very small anecdote which will then set the tone for our inspiration segment this morning. So one day, a very wealthy father took his son on a trip to the countryside for the sole purpose of showing his son how it is to be poor. So they spent a few days and nights on the farm of what were considered to be a very, very poor family. After their return trip, after they got home, the father asked his son, well, how did you like the trip? So the son replied by saying, well, it was great. The father then asked him, well, did you see how poor people can be? The son again applied in the affirmative. And then the father asked him, well, what did you learn from this trip? So the son then answered that, I observed that those people, that we have one dog in our lives and those people have four. We have a pool that reaches to the middle of our garden, and they have a pond that has absolutely no end. We have imported lanterns in our garden, and they have the stars at night. We have a small piece of land to live on, and they have fields that go far and wide beyond the eyesight. We have servants who serve us, but they serve others. We buy our food, but they grow theirs. We have walls around our property to protect us. They have friends to protect them. Listening to all of this, the boy's father was quite speechless. And then at the end, his son added that it showed me that this experience showed me just how rich they are and how poor we really are. Too many times we forget what we have and we concentrate on what we don't have. What is in one's personal what is in one's possession sometimes we pay no attention to. What is one person's worthless object is another person's prized possession. It's all based on one's perspective. And sometimes it takes the perspective of a child to remind us of what is important. So this morning, I want to speak to you about a topic that is both deeply personal and universally significant. And that is that poverty sometimes can be a good teacher. Poverty sometimes can be difficult to experience. But as you go through all of those experiences, you tend to learn valuable life lessons. At a first glance, we may think that poverty is something which is quite negative. After all, poverty is associated with suffering, with hardship and lack of materialistic wealth. But if you look deeper, with empathy and insight, you will realize that poverty sometimes, while never desired, they can teach you lessons that no textbook, no university, and no wealth can ever fully impart. Poverty, if faced with patience, if faced with tolerance, understanding, wisdom, and the right temperament, can be a most wonderful teacher. So this morning, let's explore what poverty teaches, not to glorify it, but to understand how adversity sometimes can reveal strength, can foster wisdom, and can shape the character of an individual. Well, before we actually get into what poverty teaches, let's define poverty. Poverty is not just the absence of money; it is the lack of access to basic needs, to food, clean water, shelter, education, healthcare, and even security. It is a condition that affects over 700 million people globally, according to the World Bank. But poverty also has a social and psychological dimension. It can mean exclusion. It can mean shame sometimes. It can mean a feeling of being left behind. And yet, within this painful experience, many people emerge with resilience. Many people emerge out of poverty with determination, and they emerge out of poverty with a deeper understanding and a deeper appreciation of life. Poverty teaches resourcefulness and creativity. People who have been exposed to poverty oftentimes become more resourceful and creative. Poverty forces people to think creatively. When you don't have much, you learn to make the most of what you do have. And if you look at poor communities, you will often see children making toys out of discarded plastic bottles, or mothers preparing meals from almost nothing. This kind of creativity is not taught in schools. It's born out of necessity. A poor person often becomes a master at connecting and using limited resources to meet their needs. Poverty sometimes also creates gratitude and humility. When you have experience living without, you appreciate even the smallest things. A full meal, a warm bed, even a second-hand book as well. Poverty sometimes teaches you not to take life for granted. It humbles you and reminds you that joy doesn't always come from abundance and affluence. It sometimes comes from recognizing the value of what you already have in your possession. Poverty also teaches empathy and compassion. Those who have experienced poverty often develop a deep empathy for others. They understand the pain of hunger. They understand the shame of not having enough. They understand the fear of uncertainty. And this empathy oftentimes makes them more generous, more understanding, more willing to help others than those who are living a life of affluence. Many of the world's greatest humanitarians came from humble beginnings. Poverty also teaches inner strength and resilience. People who have been exposed to poverty, they develop that inner strength and that resilience to keep carrying on. Poverty by all means can be a harsh teacher, but from it you are able to learn mental toughness, getting up every day despite the odds, trying your best to push on, working multiple jobs, walking miles to school without shoes or even without lunch. These types of struggle sometimes can forge a kind of strength within you that cannot be bought or inherited. It is earned through your endurance. Poverty sometimes can create within you the value of education and opportunity. Again, if you grew up in poverty, you understand the transformative power of opportunity. Education is no longer a chore, it becomes a lifeline. A job is not just income, it's dignity. A scholarship is not just a privilege, it is salvation. This makes people who rise from poverty deeply motivated. They don't waste their chances, they don't take shortcuts, and they know quite well what is at stake. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was not one who chased this world. Rather, he found joy in being among those who were less fortunate, being in the presence of the poor, the orphans, the weak. This had a great impact on the way he lived his life. And it can have a great impact on the heart of anyone. Why? Because it creates within a person the sense of thankfulness for even the simplest things in life that most tend to take for granted. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentions that Almighty Allah gave me the choice of having a valley of gold, but I said no. I would like to eat one day and I would like to feel hungry the next. So when I am hungry, I become humble. And when I am able to eat, I become grateful to you. Poverty teaches perseverance, vision, resilience, and it is something that we can most definitely implement in our lives. So in closing, poverty is something we would not wish upon anyone. It is painful, it is sometimes cruel, sometimes it can be unjust, it can be unfair, but those who are able to rise from it are often amongst the most courageous, the most creative, and the most compassionate people you will ever meet upon the face of the earth. Poverty teaches the value of a meal, the strength of the human spirit, and the importance of lifting others when we ourselves rise. So let us not forget that adversity often reveals who you truly are. And in that sense, poverty, though a cruel teacher, is indeed a powerful one. So if you are experiencing poverty, hardship, or even difficulty at this stage in your life, remember that you have in front of you the opportunity right now to learn most valuable life lessons from one of the greatest teachers in the world. Such lessons that cannot be found in books, that cannot be found in schools. At this point on the program, we now go to the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you this morning through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canoopia.
الله أكبر الله أكبر
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الصلاة خير من النوم. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا
سال دمعي شوقا يا حبيبي إليك، فاض قلبي عشقا بالصلاة عليك.
طارت روحي حبا في المنام إليك، رام كل قربا سيدي لبيك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، قال يا نبينا السلام عليك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله، رسول الله حبيب الله. يا أبا الزهراء كم أحن إليك، للقبات الخضراء جئت أصلي عليك.
يا جد الحسنين محمد يا زين، يا من جئتنا بشرى طه نور العين.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، قال يا نبينا السلام عليك.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة، محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
صلوات وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا رسول الله.
صلوات الله وسلامه عليك يا حبيب الله.
رسول الله حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله. رسول الله حبيب الله.
قلبي في المدينة وجد السكينة.
محمد نبينا السلام عليك.
يا من هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق الباري المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد. الحق المكين القوي المتين الغني الحميد المحسن المبدي المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال البر التواب المنتقم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الظاهر النافي النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور.
Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. I see the red of my mother's love, the true blue of my father's hugs. I see the orange of my siblings' smile. I see the pink and the white of the love of my life, and the deep, deep green that all children bring are the coolness of my eyes. For Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Whenever I am down, I look up to the sky and I see the signs from Allah Most High. Most of all I see light, endless light upon light. Mercy from Allah who is yours and mine. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Rabb al-Alameen. Bismillah, and again I begin. Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. I see the yellow like a sunflower smile of an orphan girl who says Alhamdulillah, or a mother who lost her child, sees him waiting on a throne of gold so high, or a father who holds his stride, working hard every day and is firm in his faith, burning bright like a beautiful crimson flame. Says Allah, keep my family safe. For Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again. Whenever I am down, I look up to the sky and I see the signs from Allah Most High. Most of all I see light, endless light upon light. Mercy from Allah who is yours and mine. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Rabb al-Alameen. Bismillah, and again I begin.
Of course there are times, both yours and mine, when the tears in our eyes sting and blur out the light. But these lows bring the highs of the strength I have inside, to always see my cotton candy sky.
For Allah has given me a cotton candy sky, a little bit of blue, pink, purple and white. I sometimes see the gray and I sometimes feel the rain, but I'll see the colors of the cotton candy sky again.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. You're listening to Soul Inspirations right here on 103.1 FM with yours truly, Imam Safras Ghani, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful Friday morning. Jummah Mubarak going out to you and yours. It's always a pleasure to have you on board with us. I want to say a very special thank you going out to all those who have messaged on the program thus far via the WhatsApp number 2994103, and also via the social feeds as well on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. Thank you so much for your kind messages. Right back at you as well. Well, this morning we are talking about the power to surrender sometimes, the power of just going with the flow, going with things, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of letting go. And that's our talking point for this morning as we get into our lecture segment. We live in a world that often praises control, planning, the hustle and the bustle and rigidity. But what if I told you that some of the most profound growth, some of the most profound peace and creativity comes sometimes from not fighting the current, but from flowing with it, understanding that Almighty Allah is in control. Like the saying goes, if you can't control the current of the river, then don't fight it. Just go with the flow. Understand that everything that is happening in your life, everything that is unfolding through the divine permission from the Almighty. So first of all, as we get into our lecture segment this morning, I think it's important to define what we mean by going with the flow. It doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean being lazy or careless. It means being adaptable. It means being open to change and trusting the process of Almighty Allah. It's a conscious choice that you have to make sometimes to loosen your grip when control becomes counterproductive. Flow with whatever may happen, whatever may unfold, and let your mind be free, trusting the Almighty to take you in the correct direction. Stay centered by accepting whatever you are doing. And this is the ultimate faith that you can adopt in your life. And I wanted to share with you this story that I came across this week. That there was once a saint who was walking from one town to another with a few of his followers. Now, while they were traveling, they happened to go past a lake. They decided to stop there for a bit of a rest. The saint then said to one of his disciples, I'm thirsty. Can you please get me some water from that nearby lake over there? So the disciple walked up to the lake. When he got there, he noticed that there were some people who were in the lake at that specific moment, right there. They were there and they were crossing the lake right at that particular moment. As they were going across, as a result of that, the water became very muddy and murky. So the disciple thought, how can I give this muddy water to my leader to drink? So he went back and he told the saint that the water in the lake is very muddy and I don't think it's fit to drink at all. So the saint said, okay, fine, let's take a little rest here. And after some time, after about half an hour, the saint again asked the same disciple to go back to the lake and fetch him some clean drinking water. The disciple, he went across to the lake, and this time he found that the lake had absolutely clear water in it. The mud had actually settled down and the water rose above the filth, so to speak, and it looked really clear and fit to drink. So he collected some of the water in a pot and he brought it back to the saint. The saint looked at the water and he looked up at his disciple and he said, you see, you let the water be and the mud settled down on its own. You ended up with clean water after all, and it didn't require any effort on your behalf. Sometimes your mind is also like that as well. When it is disturbed, it becomes murky, which makes it difficult to see things clearly. Learn sometimes to let things be. Give it a little time. It will settle down on its own. You don't have to put in any effort to calm it down. Once you let the dust settle, you can see clearly. You can make better judgments. You can make better decisions for your life. And all that can take place when you stay calm, when you take a step back, and sometimes when you allow things to unfold on their own, trusting the process of Almighty Allah. Sometimes life has a funny way of smoothing itself out. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination to let things be and to go with the flow, but sometimes it's necessary to live the best version of your life. There will always be things you cannot control, and the more you attempt to do so, the more stressed out you become, the more frustrated you will also become. When you just let things be sometimes and you go with the flow, trusting in the process of the Almighty, it becomes easier for you to stay in the present moment and you begin to appreciate everything that is there around you. When you're going with the flow, you are allowing yourself to experience things as they are. And you remove from the equation the stress and the anxiety as well. We all have a tendency to try to control every aspect of our lives as we see fit. But you can't always have things your way. Life will always be filled with unexpected turns and twists. And there is no way going around that particular fact. By going with the flow, you are letting go of the need to control and you become more present in your life. Whatever happens will happen. You are just allowing yourself to accept that. To go with the flow is not to give up. It means to wake up. It means to recognize that life is not a straight line, but life is a river. Sometimes the current is fast, sometimes the current is slow, sometimes the water is murky, sometimes the water is clear, and sometimes it takes you where you need to go. And by going with the flow every once in a while, you invite peace over pressure, you invite growth over rigidity, and you invite presence over perfection. So the next time life feels chaotic, I want you to try this mantra. Say to yourself that I trust the process of the Almighty. I surrender to His will. I surrender to the outcome, and I simply go with the flow. Let things unfold. And since you can't control the problem any further, going with the flow means coming into acceptance that that's just the way things are. Know that you are not in control of everything. The ultimate controller is Almighty Allah Himself. It's all good and well to have a plan for every aspect of your life, but sometimes it is important to acknowledge that I am not the best of planners. Allah is the best of planners. And there are certain things in life that you have absolutely no control over. For those aspects, just let things be. Go with the flow and trust the Almighty. Trust that Almighty Allah will work things out in your favor. And if you can do that, you will be the recipient of three main benefits. Number one, you become much more of a calmer individual. The more you try to control aspects of your life, the more frustrated you become. The more you are able to hand over those affairs to the Almighty, you become less of a stressed individual. Number two, you live your best life. Going with the flow and leaving things in the hands of Allah means that you get to experience things and you get to make memories as they are. And life, I can tell you, can sometimes surprise you with many, many things. And number three, you become more resilient. When you go with the flow, you learn to become resilient, and you learn quite simply to accept that not everything will go in your favor. And if you can accept that, when things do not go in your favor, you turn to the Almighty. When things tend to go in your favor, you become appreciative. Otherwise, you stress yourself out. Not everyone has the capacity to go with the flow, as it can be very challenging, to let go of that sense of control. However, it can be the changing factor in your life. So most importantly, sometimes it is very, very good to take a step back and to appreciate the good things you have in life. Take a step back, hand the affairs over to the Almighty, and that is what will deliver you to a higher ground. So the simple lesson for this morning is learn to let things be, because you are not the ultimate controller. Allah is. And if you hand over your affairs to Him, He will deliver you in the best possible manner that even you can't even imagine at times.
हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो। तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवारा नहीं। मेरा सब शाम बस है तेरा, वक्त मेरा बस आपका है। कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना, हर सांस पे नाम तेरा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो। My Lord, you have come and seen me. I was was lost and found now. You made love so easy. My Lord, keep me on the straight path. You're my one and only. Bas tum hi ho, tum hi ho, bas tum hi ho. Ya Rabbi, bas tum hi ho. Janabi, meri har khushi, meri zindagi, bas tum hi ho.
Well, on that note, we are now coming close to the end of the program for this morning. Unfortunately, that it's that time where we now have to look to drop curtains on the program for this morning. And of course, before I go, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning has been brought to you through the kind courtesies of Point 14 Hardware Limited, The Original Barbecue Hut Limited, Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, Absolute Investments Limited, and Nicer Brand Products Limited. I also must take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to you and yours, and to all those who would have messaged on the program, our listeners and our viewers. Thank you so much for your beautiful messages. Your kind words are always appreciated. May the peace, blessings and mercies of the Almighty be with you. Of course, it was indeed an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the past hour or so. By all means, do catch me next week Friday from 5 a.m. as we bring to you another segment of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education and entertainment. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing out for this morning. Until next week Friday, please do have an extremely blessed day, a blessed weekend, a blessed week. Stay safe, stay in the mercy of the Almighty. Much love, and may the peace, blessings and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Up next is News at 6, followed by Prabhat. Most definitely do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM for more inspirational and motivational programming throughout the course of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
مولاي صلي وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. مولاي صلي وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. سحر کا وقت تھا معصوم گلیاں مسکراتی تھی، ہوائیں خیر مقدم کے ترانے گنگناتی تھی. ابھی جبریل بھی اترے نہ تھے کعبے کے منبر سے کہ اتنے میں صدا آئی یہ عبداللہ کے گھر سے. مبارک ہو شہ ہر دو جہاں تشریف لے آئے، مبارک ہو محمد مصطفیٰ تشریف لے آئے. مولاي صلي وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. نہ کوئی آپ جیسا تھا نہ کوئی آپ جیسا ہے، کوئی یوسف سے پوچھے مصطفیٰ کا حسن کیسا ہے. زمین و آسمان میں کوئی بھی مثال نہ ملی. مولاي صلي وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. دلیل زندگی وہ ہے، کمال بندگی وہ ہے، کوئی بھی دور ہو اس میں معراج آدمی وہ ہے. وہی تو دین دنیا ہے جو باتیں آپ نے کہیں. مولاي صلي